To coexist with people around you involves a little politics here and there, for peaceful coexistence. That is a proof that human is a political being. Man is a political animal. Good morning and welcome to another edition of Political Views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. I am Martin Ifan Shuku Ekeze. Here we are again to look at our interests, as a people in the political space in Nigeria today. The development, you know, um, development in the political space is enormous. From Wike announcing that he is going to declare his anointed presidential candidate in 2023 January. At the same time, he sealed office of the PDP presidential campaign in Rivers. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, asks electors to collect the money politicians offer them because it is their money that was stolen. They should collect it, but at the same time, they should vote for their conscience afterwards. Before we go any further, let's bring you up to speed to the happenings in the Nigerian political space this morning. And now we proceed with the news, political news, the headlines. My first executive order will be to reform Nigeria's civil service, says Imumolen. Emmanuel Autumn meets over rift between G5 governors and PDP leadership. Christmas, ABDA candidates sue for peaceful campaign. Biafra movement bigger than Soludo, says Ekpa. Atiku risk Kanu's votes as court sacks Wali, affirms Abacha as PDP Guba candidate. Federal government made significant strides in security, anti-corruption, orders, Buhari. Media stakeholders wade into Arise TV APC conflict. Media stakeholders wade into Arise TV APC conflict. Federal government accuses Atiku PDP of plans to worsen insecurity, unemployment. Wike to announce preferred presidential candidate January 2023. Wike to announce preferred presidential candidate January 2023. I will remove petrol subsidy, Tinubu vows at luncheon. And now we bring you the details. My first executive order will be to reform Nigeria's civil service, says Imumolen. The Accord Party's presidential candidate, Professor Christopher Imumolen, says he will make wholesale reforms in the country's civil service his top priority should he get the opportunity to become Nigeria's president in next year's general election. Nigeria's civil service has for decades now failed to live up to its assigned constitutional role as the engine that runs government, as it wallows in indolence and corruption. Typified by excruciating bureaucracy that unnecessarily slows down the business of government at all levels, the country's civil service hasn't exactly earned plaudits over the years. That is why it will be to the people's benefit, he says, if the civil service is reformed and sanitized to make it more attuned to the demands of an incoming reformist government like the one he is intending if he gets elected president. Emmanuel Autumn meets over rift between G5 governors and PDP leadership. There appears an end in sight for the current rift between some governors of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), known as G5, and the national leadership of the party after several months of disagreement ahead of the 2023 general elections. Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel and chairman of the PDP Presidential Campaign Council (PCC) on Thursday night played host to Governor Samuel Ortom of Benue State in a private visit at the government house, Uyo. Interacting with journalists after the meeting, Emmanuel said the leadership of the party is open to dialogue with the G5 governors, assuring all party faithful that the reconciliation of some of its aggrieved governors will see the party coast to victory in next year's general elections, describing PDP governors as brothers who show mutual respect for one another. Emmanuel noted that aside from participating in the campaign train, all the PDP governors are intact, working towards the interests of the party. Christmas, APGA candidates sues for peaceful campaign. The Rivers APGA governorship candidate, Prince Ugo Beke, has appealed to political actors and their followers to ensure peaceful campaign in the spirit of Christmas ahead of the 2023 general elections. Beke, a merchant banker and financial consultant, made the plea in a statement in Lagos on Friday on his Christmas goodwill message to Nigerians. He sued for peaceful governorship and state assembly elections in Rivers State and the country at large. He said, "Glory be to God for sparing our lives to witness yet another Christmas in spite of the heightened insecurity, hunger, and unemployment that ravaged our country in 2022. Atiku risk Kanu's votes as court sacks one. As court sacks Wali, affirms Abasha as PDP Guba candidate. A federal high court sitting in Kanu Thursday declared Mohammed Abasha, son of the Abasha dynasty, as the rightful gubernatorial candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Kanu. Subsequently, the court ordered Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to henceforth recognize and publish the name of Abasha as the lawfully nominated candidate of the PDP for next year's gubernatorial election in the state. Incidentally, Wali is recognized by the National Working Committee and the presidential candidate of the PDP, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, as party flag bearer in Kanu. The controversial situation placed the chances of Atiku in Kanu at lower help. Federal government made significant strides in security, anti-corruption, orders, Buhari. The federal government says it has recorded significant strides in the three major pillars of the present administration since 2015. The major pillars included security, economy, and anti-corruption. President Muhammad Buhari stated this at the Ebonyi Median Honors Awards at the State Ecumenical Center in Abakaliki on Thursday night. Buhari, represented by his chief of staff, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, commended Governor Dave Umahi of Ebonyi on his shining principles and for the development of the state. The next story we have for you, Biafra movement bigger than Soludo, says Ekpa. Simon Ekpa, the controversial disciple of the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, has said the sit-at-home orders must continue in the southeast region till Kanu is released from prison. Ekpa insisted that the situation in the region would not change, whether the authorities like it or not. His remarks came on the heels of statements credited to the governor of Anambra State, Charles Soludo, who vowed that he would end the weekly sit-at-home that had continued for months. Soludo, who spoke on the occasion of the 2022 Public Servants' Day, described Ekpa, the organizer of the last sit-at-home, as a madman in Finland. But in a live video on Thursday monitored by newsmen, Ekpa said the Biafra movement was bigger than Soludo and all the governors of the southeast region. Soludo cannot stop sit at home. The Biafra movement is bigger than any sit at home. Is bigger than any sit at home movement. Will destroy Nigeria beyond, he said. The Biafra movement is bigger than any sit at home, and the movement will destroy Nigeria beyond recognition. After the 25th of February 2023, these few confused bunches of ignorant Biafrans will all troop in to support the Biafra exit for the remaining weeks and months of the year 2023. 33 days to go. He also warned that he could not be sued by anyone, noting that the alleged suit by the special counsel for IPOB, Mr. Ifeanyi Ejiofor, against him was null and void. Said somebody should tell Ifeanyi Ejiofor that before he can sue somebody living in a civilized country like Finland to appear in a court situated in a terrorist sponsoring country like Nigeria, he should be able to free his client, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who was discharged and acquitted, but is still being held under solitary confinement illegally. If Nigeria can release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, then I will come to respond to your lawsuit. But if he can't free the client he claims to be soliciting on behalf of, then he lacks the moral grounds to sue me in a terrorist-infested country, he added. The next story we have for you, media stakeholders wade into Arise TV APC conflict. Media stakeholders have met with the leadership of Arise TV and All Progressive Congress APC Presidential Campaign Council PCC that recently engaged in exchanges in the media. The stakeholders include Newspaper Proprietors Association of Nigeria (MPAN), Life Patron and former governor of Ogun State Chief Olusegun Oshoba, publisher of Vanguard newspaper / MPAN Life Patron Sam Amuka, president of MPAN Kabiru Yusuf, president of Nigerian Guilds of Editors Mustafa Esa, and the president of Nigerian Union of Journalists NUJ Chief Chris Isi Guzo. At the meeting, Arise TV was represented by Mr. Ndoka Obaibena, along with the managing director of This Day newspaper, Eniola Bello, and group executive director, This Day Ombudsman, Kayode Komolafe. The next story we have for you, federal government accuses Atiku, PDP, of plans to worsen insecurity, unemployment. The federal government has accused the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, of plans to return the country to its old days of aggravated insecurity and youth unemployment. Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, who made the allegation yesterday at the 15th scorecard series of the President Muhammad Buhari's government, was reacting to a statement credited to Atiku during his campaign tour of Katsina State on Tuesday, that he will reopen all Nigerian borders if elected president in 2023. The minister said by that statement, PDP has informed Nigerians that it will reverse all efforts made by the Buhari's government towards achieving self-sufficiency in production of many steps. The next story we have for you is Atiku will win without G5 governors, says campaign council. Ahead of the February 2023 presidential election, loyalists of the candidates of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, have predicted outright victory for the former vice president. They said they were confident of the PDP's candidate's victory, with or without the support of the 5 governors who are currently not participating in the party's electioneering. This is even as Atiku's men said the solidarity enjoyed by the candidates cut across party lines, noting that the tax to rescue Nigeria from the ills of the past and a half years should be supported by well-meaning Nigerians, irrespective of their religions or political leanings. Wike to announce preferred presidential candidates January 2023. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has said he will reveal the presidential candidates to mobilize vote for in the 2023 general elections in January 2023. He said from January he would embark on a statewide campaign to tell Rivers people the person to vote for. He added that he would undertake a nationwide campaign tour to tell Nigerians the most preferred presidential candidate requiring their votes. Wike stated this yesterday at the inauguration of Rumu Okusi Erimbu flyover, 10th flyover in Obiakpo Council. According to him, Nigerians need to know a reliable candidate they can trust to deliver the needed national transformation with the expected capability and results. So from January next year, I will campaign to my people on whom to vote for. All of you who have been in suspense, wait, January is coming. Not only will I tell them where they will vote, I will move from state to state and tell them why they should vote for the people I think they should vote for. I will remove petrol subsidy, Tinubu vows at luncheon. Asiwaju in Lagos with young business stakeholders organized by Business Forward. There, Tinubu unfolded his